I have been running Location Rebel for 15 years. On May 8th, that will be our 15-year anniversary. And recently, over the last few years, there is one just massive mistake that I've made. It is the thing that has kept us from growing. It's the thing that's led to me getting burnt out. It's the thing that if I could change it right now today, I would do it. And it's the thing that if you were to ask me, would you do it all over again? Would you start Location Rebel today if you were starting a new business? It's the thing that would lead me to say, no, I wouldn't. So if you're thinking about starting an online business, specifically, or if you're thinking about starting a blog or a YouTube channel, watch this so that you don't make the same mistake I made, because it's a big one. Like it's big. And I don't think most people think about this or realize what it is. So keep watching. In order to understand this mistake, we got to go a little bit back to the beginning. So I started Location Rebel in 2009. The whole goal was to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I started this blog essentially documenting my quarter life crisis. And at the time, that's what you did. You started a blog. There was no Instagram. There was barely YouTube. There wasn't any Twitter. Like, there wasn't social media as we know it today. So where did people go to be entertained? They went to blogs. I kind of miss those days. Those were much simpler days. And in doing that, I built an audience. I built an audience of people that were genuinely interested in me. They wanted to know about my updates. They wanted to know what was going on. They were there for me when I quit my job. They were there for me when I took this major leap and I decided to move to Thailand on a whim. They were there for me when I decided to move back to Portland and keep growing the business. When I launched Location Rebel Academy in 2011 to help other people make changes and build online businesses. This audience was there for me. So they wanted to see all the personal updates about me. They wanted to see the travel stories. They wanted the variety and the irreverence that I was providing on Location Rebel. But then social media happened. YouTube happened, Instagram happened, and people stopped paying attention to blogs in the way that they used to in the past. Don't get me wrong, there is still huge potential for blogs out there, because once again, when was the last time you Googled something and Instagram showed up, or TikTok showed up, or even Facebook showed up? YouTube's a different story. But for people that are looking for specific information, blogs are still one of the primary things they find in search, which means there's a big opportunity for traffic and money. But I digress. My point being, when people are looking for personality-based content, they used to go for blogs. Now they go to Twitter. Now they go to Instagram. Now they go to YouTube. You won't find as many regular blog readers as you did in the past. And so as I saw this happening, I started shifting Location Rebel and what it was. I stopped writing about myself as much, and I started writing for search engines. I started writing up freelance writing content, how to build a blog. I started trying to answer the questions that people were going to be searching for, because I thought that was the best way to get traffic. Yeah, I've still got a big audience. I've got tens of thousands of people on my email list, but rather than talk about me, I was trying to talk about their issues. I was trying to help them and you with the problems that you were having. This led to, I don't know, call it like a commoditization of content. You know, the same content that everybody else is trying to create, and there's probably people out there that are going to do it a lot better than me because they're putting more money into it, and they've got bigger teams, whatever it is. And so the content just kind of became a lot less personal over the years. Okay, but I said this video was all about the biggest mistake and the biggest problem I've got with Location Rebel. So how does this all relate? So fast forward to now. Over the last 5 years, what I've primarily done at Location Rebel, on the blog, on the YouTube channel, is help people build freelance writing businesses. And that is inherently the problem. Because when you're building a brand, what you want to have is an audience. You want to have a group of people that is excited to read all of your content no matter what it's about, and that audience should keep growing. Building an audience around freelance writing was the absolute wrong audience to build. Why is that? Because the vast majority of people that think about starting freelance writing are never actually going to become freelance writers. Not because they can't, not because they're not necessarily good at it. It's because they don't realize how much time it takes, how much effort it takes, that the fact it's kind of boring, the fact you have to start out not making a ton of money. So 95% of my audience, or 90 to 95% of the people that come and find me, they're really excited at first. They'll come find one of my videos on YouTube and they will watch all of those videos. They might buy my course, they might join the academy. But the majority of those people, within 3 months, they're gonna be like, that kind of sucked. That wasn't what I thought it was gonna do. That's not what I want it to be. They might be on my email list, they might be a YouTube subscriber, but they are no longer interested in freelance writing. It was a whim they had. They took a chance and said, you know what? That's not for me. And so what this leads to, in the way I've built this business, because I have now gotten away from all of the personal stuff, just talking about me and my life and all that interesting stuff, what that leads to is an audience of people that just doesn't care. They're not excited about what you're doing. Sure, there is definitely a portion of my audience that has a blog, that are actively working as freelance writers, and they like to watch these videos. They like to get these tips. They like to get all that stuff. But it's a very small fraction of the people that have come into my world over the course of the last 15 years. Most of those people are long gone from the world of starting a blog or freelance writing. So now that you kind of understand what this audience is like, what would you do differently? Or what would I do differently? If I were starting a brand now, I would build it around something that people are going to be continually excited about no matter what. Great example, Breaking 80, my golf website. Here's a few interesting statistics. Breaking 80 gets 5 times the number of views on an average day as Location Rebel, even though Location Rebel has over twice as many subscribers as Breaking 80 does. With an industry and a hobby like golf, I can talk about just about anything golf and people are going to be interested. So while yes, someone may have found my best golf shoes review, and that's how they found me. They got on my email list, they subscribed to the channel. Well, that same person's probably also going to be interested in best golf rangefinders and simulators and golf travel and golf courses. So because I built that brand around a hobby and a passion and something that people love to do, they keep coming back. Whereas with freelance writing, you kind of come once, and unless you decide to make that career, you're kind of out. Like it may take a week, it may take a month, it may take 6 months, it may take a year, but eventually you're probably gonna not want my content anymore. So in order to make Location Rebel a success, I'm just constantly having to bring new people into the fold, whereas with Breaking 80, it could sustain itself right now, but then as new people come into the fold, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger to the point where it's now a much bigger brand and a much bigger business than Location Rebel is, despite the fact that for over a decade, Location Rebel got 90% of my attention. So if you look at Location Rebel, it's got 57,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. It's a pretty big channel. But if you look at our most viewed 30 videos, not a single one came from 2023. 2 came from 2022, and 3 came from 2021. So 2021, 2022, that was when I was really going all in on YouTube. I did like 60, 70 videos each those years. Only 2, maybe 3 are in our 30 most viewed videos of all time. The vast majority of the main stuff with views came a long time ago because that audience that's there, what seems like a big audience, isn't as big as it seems because people just aren't as interested in it. Most of that audience has kind of come and gone. So where does that leave us? Where does that leave me with Location Rebel? Well, I'm continuing to create the course. People keep joining the academy. People keep having a ton of success with it. So it's still a very viable business. It's still a 6-figure business because the people that do want to learn freelance writing, when they come into the fold, we have one of the best resources in the world for those people. But that's not to say it isn't demoralizing when you create a bunch of great YouTube content and it just doesn't get that many views because the audience that's there has probably moved on from it and the people that are looking for it, well, maybe just haven't found it yet. So this was a long video that was a little bit of a peek inside the curtain of my mind and my businesses, but the main point, what I hope you take away from this is that if you were thinking about starting a blog or if you're thinking about starting a business or a YouTube channel this year, think about the audience. Think about what you can create that's going to keep people coming back over and over and over again. And sure, maybe I just don't put out that good of content. Most of my content is also beginner focused, so the people that continue with that freelance writing path, I don't necessarily have as much for them on the YouTube channel because it's so beginner focused. So that's definitely a shift that I could make. But it's going to be a lot easier for you if you pick something that people are passionate about, if you pick an industry people are excited about, where no matter what aspect of that industry you choose from, those people are going to want to watch that. I've just been amazed at how much easier it's been to create traffic, create a brand, create an audience with the golf stuff than trying to teach people how to make money on the internet. And that's kind of the crux of it. How to make money on the internet, very fleeting and also very, very high competition. So I wouldn't recommend getting into that world. So anyway, I know this was a little bit of a rambly video, but I just wanted to say that this is something that's been on my mind. It's a realization that I've had, and it's something I'm going to be working on in 2024. How can I shift this channel or make content on this channel that's going to appeal to more people on a regular basis? How can I make those 57,000 subscribers that are here, how can I get them excited about being here? And maybe I can't. Maybe I need a fresh start. But I just wanted to throw that out there because I found this to be an interesting revelation. And if I can help you save some time by helping you choose the right industry and the right content to begin with, then, well, that's a win. And with that, my name's Sean Ogle. I'm the founder of this thing here at Location Rebel, where we teach you how to make money on the internet with your words. We've got over 400 videos teaching you exactly how to do that. So if you're trying to build a freelance business, trying to build a blog, go below. Go check them all out. I've got thousands of hours of content for you to go watch. And with that, I hope you have an excellent day. We'll see you on the next video. Peace.